Hi, welcome to the Slicpix darkroom where your images come to life. My name is Joan Drapeau and I'm going to take a few minutes to explain how you, as a non-technical person, can add the interactive sense of touch to your images. Whether you have imported your own image or used one from our album, it will not be saved. This workshop is strictly for you to experience how easy and fun it is to create interactivity on images. The darkroom is where you can define a group where zones interact together, such as these stools. To create the interactive zones within that group, such as the left stool, the middle stool, and the right stool. Extract one or more shapes from within a zone, such as we did with this vase and books. And basically make your image come to life and offer a single click to conversion for every item on your image. So let's go over a few features of the darkroom itself. The zoom for precise interactivity is located here. It works with either a slide or a quick touch. The menu is located here. Open, close. To move your image, the scroll is located here. And if you would like to choose a different item or exit, you can close back out here. For further assistance while working in the darkroom, locate this question mark where there will be specific text and tutorial videos for the area where you are working. Now, follow me on a tutorial adventure as together we magically make this image interactive. Let's start with this beautiful image with loads of items we can make interactive. I've decided to make the stools, the table, the stove, and this rug interactive. So all interactivity starts with groupings. So we're going to open up our menu here, a new grouping, so we'll go stools, okay, new grouping table, new grouping stove, and new grouping rug. Okay. So we've got 3 stools here, and I would like these stools to be interactive at the same time as they come as a set. So what I have is a stools grouping, and I'm going to be making 3 zones within that grouping. The left stool, the middle stool, and the right stool. So what we do is we go into our stools grouping and create a zone left stool. Because we're going to be going into detail about the zones in our next help video, I'm going to cancel out here. So the name of the zones are important because you will be able to identify customers' preferences with your detailed analytics. Let's close this right here. As a side note, Slicpix is the only platform that offers you pinpointed detailed analytics from within your image, answering not only what image, but what items within that image most interest your customers. So we're going to talk a little bit more about groupings. Groupings can also be a single item that's visually cut into multiple parts. So as an example, I'm going to show you an example here. I'm going to use this pillow. This pillow is visually cut into 3 pieces. So we have the left pillow on this side, the middle pillow right in there, and the right pillow right here. So when any of those zones are touched, then all 3 of those zones interact together as a group, as the pillow as a whole. Okay, so let me zoom back out here. So we've got over here, we've got the stove and we've got the rug. Now both of these groupings are single zoned. There's no multiple zones here. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this grouping a stove, and we're going to call the zone a stove as well. And the same for the rug. We're going to call the grouping a rug and the zone as a rug as well. So now that we've grasped the meaning of groupings, let's move on to creating the zones within the groupings. This is where the magic happens. Now let's have some fun and make our image interactive. In order to do so, we need to identify the zones. A zone is a shape in which you outline by sequentially placing markers around the outside of your item. Your markers will connect, making the shape of your zone. So opening up the menu here, we've seen the groupings that we created in our last video, which were stools, table, stove, and rug. So we're going to work on the rug. So we just click in this area, the grouping rug, and we're going to create a new zone. And because the rug, as you can see here, is only one, there's no multiple zones in there, we're just going to call our zone rug. Make it easy. Okay, so our rug is black, the floor is cream, so we want to pick a color that is different from this, that stands out. So let's pick red and click Start. So as we outline our rug, we'll click here. Let's say we try to make a mark over here. Now I've already made the stove zone a zone, so we won't be able to put a mark within an already created zone. It'll give you that red circle with line. Obviously, you won't be able to do that. So let's say you go and you make a couple of mistakes here. You've got a couple markers that go way out. That's no worries. You just open up this menu here and you remove the last marker. You can remove them one at a time. So we're going to click it twice because I made 2 marks out. And then close that back up. And we're going to finish up this rug zone. And go over here and we're going to come down here. So the last marker and the first marker will automatically enclose the zone. So we don't need to worry about finishing up that last line there. So we open up our menu and we click Cut Zone. Okay, there's our rug, but it's not complete yet until we open this menu back up and click Done. Right there. So now we have a rug grouping and the rug zone that we just created. So we're going to go back in and see some of the other groupings that we have here that I've created some zones for. Now the stove here is also a single zoned item. There's not 2 parts to the stove. There's just one right there. As you can see, there's our rug that we just created. Stove is single. So the stove zone, same name as the grouping, just kept it simple. Now the stools, over here, let's go over here, we can see we have 3 stools. Zoom back out. 1, 2, and 3. And they all come as a set, so they all highlight together. So we've got our left stool, our middle stool, and our right stool. So we open up here, open up the stools to see our zones within the grouping. We've got our left stool, and the middle stool was a little interesting. We have, as you can see, a scarf on the top, and I did not want that scarf to be part of that zone, so I made 3 pieces of the middle stool. We've got the lower part and these 2 little pieces. There's one there, and then there's one over there. And you can see there's the lower part there, and barely could see that teeny little part that I made, and that upper part right there. So the right stool didn't cause us any problems. It was just this lower part right here, easy to outline. Open that up, and that's that one. So let's close out of this grouping here. So as consumers visit Slicpix, we will gather analytics on preferences and trends. Therefore, the name of your zones, these names here, are fairly important. So you can name it the SKU numbers, the names, anything that makes sense to you to be able to identify your item. Okay, let's close this out. Now, we haven't gone over the table because we're going to be going over the table in our next help video when we talk about extractions. So here's our table here, which is not interactive yet. We're going to be extracting these books, this vase, and this pillow out of this zone here. So please join me in our next video, and thank you for listening. Our final video deals with an extraction. Now, what is an extraction? An extraction is a removal of one or more shapes from within a zone. So let's take a look at our last grouping, the table. Here we're going to be having 4 zones. 3 zones I've already created, white ones. There's 1, 2, 3. And the 4th zone I'm working on, the lower part of the table I'm working on right now. So I wanted to show you that we cannot mark around and we cannot mark through a zone that we've already created. We have to mark around it. So for example, I can't put a marker here and then have it go through our middle stool zone. So we're going to mark around this one here. Okay, get as close as we can to our marker there. Once we finish marking up our final zone here, then I'm going to teach you how to do a quick and painless extraction of this pillow, this vase, and these books. So let's finish up here. I'm going to go along here, onto here, and up to there. Remember, it's going to finish off here. Our first marker and our last marker will attach each other to make that zone shape. So we're going to cut our zone. Okay, there we have that. Now, instead of clicking done, we're going to click extract. Click extract here. We're going to stick with the red color. Click start. And let's get to business here. Let's get right around. We're going to extract the center part right out of here. I'm doing this sort of quickly so you can see, but you can get very precise if you take just a hair more time. But you will get the idea what it means. Down over to there, up to there, and then those two will finish. So now we will erase that part there. As you can see, we've extracted that, but we're not done. We still have this area here and this area here that we're going to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and keep you right on and click start again. Let's move and finish this one here. Over to here, up to here, and then this is going to close over to here and erase. Okay, so now we've erased that. Now let's work on the last piece over here. We'll click start, and we'll get rid of these books and that couch behind there. Over to here and then down to there, back, and erase that part. So there you have all the extractions we're going to do on that. Now we click done. And we have our table grouping and that extraction, or the zones that we've created for the table. So now the table itself is interactive, but the extraction that we did are not. Over there is not. Of course, the magazines, we zoned around there because we have a zone there, a zone there, and a zone there. Okay, so we've got our little piece here, which is that one that's over in the corner. Our bigger piece right along here, which is right there. This other little piece right here. And this lower table zone is right there. So there you have it. Our table is now complete. So thank you very much for your interest and for sharing in our excitement at launching the Slicpix platform, a new way to interactively engage the consumer in their content journey. Please remember to subscribe to our newsletter to keep up to date on what's happening. And if you're an innovator and would like to be part of our exciting beta test, please reach out. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.